Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below, your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel, our website, or our social media. Reach out to me directly, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a circa 2009 Rolex Oyster Perpetual Day-Date 2, 41mm in platinum. This is reference 218206 with a rarely seen ivory dial. I have to admit that this particular combination of case, model, and dial has never crossed my desk in 6 years of doing this. It's a striking watch. 41mm in diameter, it's only 12.1mm thick, 49.5mm from lug to lug, and 53.1mm from solid end link to solid end link across the wrist. Throw it on the wrist, this watch is unmistakable. It's not excessively garish or flamboyant, but it's heavy. You realize you're wearing something special. It feels like the flagship of the Rolex line. Now the timepiece is fairly discreet, being a dress-oriented watch. It's not one of the better recognized rotating bezel sports watches, and everyone who looks at it's going to assume that it's a steel timepiece. You'll know better. A secret between you and your watch, and that's how I like it. I can recommend this watch for wrists as small as 15 centimeters in circumference, but go any smaller and the 53mm distance across the wrist is going to start to prey on your aesthetics. Taking a quick look at the rolling stock, or the hardware as I like to say, it's surprisingly innovative, and you can't see the innovation. This is the President bracelet, launched with the original 36mm Day-Date back in the mid-50s. The change here is that the pins joining the links are ceramic coated. This was a pioneer model for Rolex. Only the Platinum Day-Date 2 had this ceramic pin system, and the idea is that the Platinum can't aggress against the ceramic, so that kills Rolex bracelet stretch dead. The king is dead, long live the king, or perhaps I should say, the president. The flanks are polished, the centers are polished, the shoulders are satinated, and you can see removable links are fixed in place with screws. You can also see there are plenty of gaps on the underside to avoid pinching skin, pulling hair, or trapping wrist heat. The internal of the clasp features satination, and you can see there is a lift lock system that I'll demonstrate. You actually have to lift and unlock this clasp. It's not simply friction fit, so you do have a degree of security thanks to this new articulated crown clasp architecture, but you can see it remains a stealthy proposition, as the only partition point is the 5-point Rolex cornet. It breaks along an unseen boundary. You can see that the case is traditional Rolex dress watch. There's no super case here. The lugs are more tapered than squared off, and the side is rounded, not sheer. It's also all of high polish on both the tops and the flanks. You can see there is an exquisite single dot on this platinum twin lock crown. The one big dot lets you know you are looking at the platinum twin lock. Screw down, the watch is 100 meters water resistant. The bezel is broad, far broader than on the Day-Date 40. You can see it's conical and all of high polish, and then the dial itself features a railroad track outboard, and that can be used for gauging precisely your minutes or your seconds. Inboard of that, you can see radially arrayed applique white gold Roman numerals, including a watchmaker's 4, and then there are matching white gold faceted baton hands at center. There's a white gold Rolex crown. All of this gold, so it won't tarnish or oxidize over time, but it is the concentric pattern for the hour track and the ivory color of this dial that truly set it apart. This is a combination I've never seen before. I've seen plenty of glacier blue. This, however, and Rolex's term is a wonderfully romantic ivory satin. This is new to me, and I like it. You can also see that the Cyclops eye doesn't crowd the 41mm watch the way it does on the smaller versions. Now, the timepiece features a movement only ever included on the Day-Date 2. Underneath a solid platinum case back, which makes the watch thinner and increases its heft, there is a Rolex caliber 3156, 31 joules automatic winding, 48-hour power reserve. It features a double quick set, so you can rapidly set both the day and the date without spinning the hands excessively. It also features a hacking seconds function, and it's adjusted in 5 positions as a COSC certified Swiss chronometer, which means it's very accurate. It features a handmade Breguet overcoil hairspring to help it earn that chronometer certification, and it's a niobium zirconium alloy known as Parachrom Blue. Blue because of the oxidation process that preserves it from corrosion, but this is a highly anti-magnetic hairspring alloy. So this watch is water resistant, it's anti-magnetic, and it's also shock resistant thanks to a free sprung balance with a full balance bridge. Just like the Submariner or the Sea Dweller, it has that sports watch architecture. It beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour, and through the use of a jeweled staff rotor and double Teflon coated reversing wheels, the bidirectional winding system is nearly silent and impossible to feel. There is no rotor wobble or rattle in this premier timepiece, and it is a premier timepiece. For presidents for life, the famous and the infamous, this is the longtime Commander's watch, the flagship of the Rolex range and the last of the truly big presidents. This is the largest the Day-Date has ever been and will ever be. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.